Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you had a good lunch. So it's so nice to see our media friends again, and thanks for coming.
Support.
For the support,
Thank you, guys.
thank you. So we're almost there. It's already May. Yeah. So every year we are committed to exemplifying strength and rising from adversity for the North Pole FWD North Pole Marathon. That's also the reason why we set Joyet Hobson in the North Pole. So Joyet is a champion triathlete, but aside from being a triathlete, she's also one of us. She's an FWD financial wealth officer. So it really makes a lot of difference because she understands what FWD is all about, right? So aside from that,
all of us will bleed orange.
we'll bleed orange. So technically, as you well know as well, sometimes there are things that you plan in life, right? But not everything that we all plan out as how we wanted it to be. So I guess before I start my narrative here, what I just wanted to tell to you guys is that whatever adversity that comes in life, we always have to go through it, accept the challenge, because that's how the Filipino spirit is actually living within us. So what happened there due to geopolitical tensions between Russia and Ukraine, right? So the administration, they were having a discussion about the flight plan to the North Pole. Hence, because it didn't, the discussion didn't really come into fruition at that point in time, the FWD North Pole Marathon was cancelled for this year. But true to the FWD spirit, we won't just bend down, right? First, all our FWD team, they're already there. So the entire delegation of FWD were already there in Svalbard. And we also have the North Pole runners who were already there. So our team in the North Pole, right, in Svalbard at the time, it only took them 3 days. So they organized what was dubbed as the FWD 78-degree North Marathon. So the 78-degree North Marathon is just, mind you guys, it's 1,050 kilometers from the geographic North Pole. So hindi naman siya ganun kalayo. And because of the terrain as well, and also the climate at that time, it's not really that far, I would say, from Joy will tell you the story, from the North Pole. So we'd like to thank as well our colleagues in our group office for making it happen. But again, today is not just about the journey itself. We're also very much proud. So we have Joyet here because she didn't just run, she didn't just conquer the adversities, but she even won. Yes, so she was actually first place in the women's category. So let's give her a big hand. And aside from that, so imagine she's the first place in the women's category. She finished third. Yeah, combination of men and women. So that's really good, right? Can you imagine the achievement?
It's across 9
Oo. Yeah. So when we were looking at the time last year, so Joyet actually finished 4 hours and 10 minutes and a few seconds. Last year, the fastest woman who ran, she finished at 6 hours and 43. So imagine if she actually ran in the North Pole, 4 hours versus 6 hours. And then if you combine the total men and women, she will still place third.
Wow.
So can you imagine the achievement? So anyway, without further ado, I'll give the mic to Joy so she can tell you more about the experience there.
Yeah.